What up, world? Waxvillain, Seattle, Washington. You already know what it is. Welcome to Two Gents Fireside Chat. We got greatness in the building. The Far East are pulling up all the way from New York City. Keep it locked. We'll kick things off when they join. What's up, brother? I see you. UG in the house. Appreciate y'all. Far East in the building. Kick things off shortly, everybody. Appreciate you.
I think there's a second with a code out there.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? How you doing?
What's up? Can you hear us?
Crystal clear. Give me 1 sec. I just got to add Jeff real quick.
Yeah, of course. Hey, what up?
Let's see here. Stoked to have you.
Yo, we're stoked to be here. How are you?
I am fantastic.
So good to finally chat with you.
I know, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. We'll give it a couple more ticks. I see we have a few on the line. Jeff should be joining shortly. Jeff Benji, send a request, please.
Paging Jeff. Please report to the information booth. Your party's waiting.
There we go. Okay. Let's see here.
Oh, no.
Hey.
I was here, I promise. You just didn't see me.
Jeff Benji, how we doing, buddy?
Good, good. How's everybody doing?
What's
Awesome.
up? Good to see you.
It's good to see you guys.
If everyone's ready to kick things off, we'll go ahead and start the introduction.
Yeah,
Go
let's
for it. Yep.
do it.
Awesome. I want to welcome everybody to Two Gents Fireside Chats. Fireside Chats are similar to an interview. However, Benji and I like to take the time to do research so that we're supporting and strengthening existing interviews that you might see online. And more importantly, we want to make sure that we're not asking the same questions to our guests, but we want to give you a full picture. We want to make sure that you understand who the guests are, what they're about, because these are musicians that we love, and we want to make sure that their story is told the right way. We've got about 10 questions plus the lightning round, and Maddie told me that they might be showing some new music that could be coming out at the very end, so we're very excited about that. Folks, without further ado, I want to introduce our guests. For me, my introduction to the Far East came in maybe December 2020. A good friend of mine had sent me a link, and the link contained a picture of this record right here. I had immediately played the music and instantly fell in love with the vocals and the sound. For me, when my heart and mind are in sync, I know that the music is special, and so I had gone on to say that this was one of the best records, in my opinion, of 2020. And as 2021 went on, we were lucky enough to have a member of the Far East come on to talk about their debut solo LP, Mikey Saracen, with Reflections of Self.
Nice.
And of course, over time, as things went on, a good friend of mine, Mike Duffy, said, hey, you got to get the Far East on a live stream. So today we're joined by 3 members of the Far East. We've got the queen of New Orleans rocksteady, Miss Maddie Ruthless. She's also joined by Matt Birdie, who takes care of drums and percussion. And we're also joined by Christian Philippone, who takes care of bass for the Far East. Welcome, everybody.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Welcome.
Thanks. It's so nice to be here.
Awesome. Thanks so much. I always like to start off with a very basic question, which is go ahead and introduce yourselves. Tell everyone where you're from and your role in the Far East.
Yeah, so my name's Maddie. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. But now I live in Brooklyn, New York, in the heart of Bushwick, which is North Brooklyn. And my role in the band is like, guitarist, singer,
Visionary.
vision, visionary, bossy.
Music video producer.
Yeah, no, yeah, the Far East is our child, and we like to make music, and that's my role in the band is making music with my best friends. So
I love that.
who are you?
Cool. I'm Matt Brady. I'm from here, from Long Island, New York. And I've been playing, I love reggae drums. I've been playing reggae drums for 10 plus years. And it's so nice to collaborate with fellow musicians that love it as much as I do and want to pay tribute to the style and embrace the amazing qualities and the diversity of rhythms and sounds and styles. And so it's a wonderful style of music to play, and with people as passionate as they are, it's amazing.
Love that.
Hey, what's up? I'm Chris. I play bass and I do a little backup singing, and yeah, I just love playing reggae music because it just makes my body move in ways that I don't understand, but really enjoy.
Nice. And so also in our band is Mike Saracen, who you mentioned. He plays organ, and Matt Kurzmark plays lead guitar. So yeah, they are here in spirit. And actually, I think I saw Matt in the chat. So Matt, if he has something to add, he can maybe speak up that way.
Love that. That's great.
Yeah.
So I think for me, I've seen that you guys have been together for a while. We all know the sound, but how did the Far East form? And talk about the progression over the years since the inception, working with channel tubes and so on like that.
You want to answer that one, Chris?
Yeah, how did we formed sort of out of the ashes of another group that we were kind of playing with, the Fourth Rights. I joined very late in the Fourth Rights career, and then I want to say maybe 2013, 2014.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, 2014, we regrouped, and we kind of came up with this vision of kind of what we wanted to do going forward, and like we really were very thoughtful in like trying to come up with like a vision of what we were going to do, and I think that definitely gave us a track to like steam ahead on.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Absolutely. Yeah,
and what about channel tubes? Because he's had a heavy role in involvement too, right?
Yeah. So that was like when we first started, we had the idea of wanting to work with channel tubes, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So so then our first single, we approached him to produce it, and we were just like so blown away by working with him that he's been like just a part of our kind of progression as artists, and he's been like a mentor and fostered our growth in a lot of ways as a producer as well. So yeah, working with channel tubes has been like a major part of our journey, and just like part of learning about reggae as well.
Yeah, he's a great dude, and he really has like a real firm grasp of what he's doing. So he really imparts that to the people he's producing. I think he makes us feel at ease, so we can play the best we can.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a bad man.
Yeah,
that's the best I can describe it.
Nope, I love that. So I'm familiar with reggae music, been tied to the Seattle scene for many, many years, but Lovers Rock is something that was new to me. And there's a variety of subgenres that come from reggae. Would you mind kind of educating us on what Lovers Rock is, where it originated, and how, you've kind of engineered the sound through the lens of the Far East?
Yeah, sure. It's a British style of reggae, and it's an evolution of their sort of production characteristics and the music that they the musical instruments and the production equipment that they were using at the time in England, but it was, it was still in the vein of love music and an extension of rocksteady music, but it just sounds a little bit different. The producers' styles were a little bit different, and it made its way to New York too. And there's, Wackies is a label out of New York, Brooklyn from the '80s that did a lot of tunes with the Lovejoys and other artists that have those similar stylings. So we were kind of like inspired to add to, to the best of our ability, add to that tradition. It didn't, we're always finding new tracks that came from Brooklyn and New York City in that style. But we love it. It's like a gem, like such an unbelievable experience to find something like that, knowing it was cut here in Flatbush, right here in Jamaica, Queens, or like in the studios all over, the 5 boroughs. So it's really an awesome tradition to kind of carry on, and something that we're constantly learning about.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that production style is just so unique, and like Matt said, it originated in England, but New York City definitely put its mark on the style. And as we started to learn about that and learn about New York's contribution to it, we started to be well, we want to contribute to that tradition. We want to take it into this generation and and utilize that style and those production characteristics and even the instruments like synthesizers, drum triggers, just these things that you don't always find in traditional reggae, but giving them the kind of respect of roots reggae and rocksteady.
Very cool. I mentioned Love, the debut LP. New York is for Lovers. It was a big favorite for Jeff and I. How did this come about? Tell us who was involved and what was the inspiration behind it?
We, prior to the pandemic, we'd set out to record this Lovers Rock LP, and we, Channel Tubes, Billy Oxtick of Hive Mind, obviously everyone here, Mike Saracen, Matt Kurzmark, let's see, Eric from Names You Can Trust. He was our guiding wisdom guru at the time. The guru. He kept everything very kind of nice and easy.
Vibes, yeah, he brought a lot of vibes for sure.
I think it just came out of us wanting to really explore and evolve the sounds that we've been experimenting with, and I think that we had all these pieces together of wanted to do some stuff with drum triggers and sort of different kinds of reggae, and it came together kind of almost magically, and so we just put out this record, and it luckily is taken off, so we're very grateful for that.
Very cool. Talk to me about the decision to release the record kind of in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah, so something about this record was that we actually wrote the songs, like dating back to 2018. I think even a couple of them we played on tour in 2017. So we had written the songs, and we were just, we were really excited to record it. So in 2019, when we recorded it, we were ready to put them out at that time even. So it, when 2020 happened and it was slated to come out actually in the spring of 2020,
okay,
we played a show and we were all set to put it out, and we had these tours planned for it. And when it didn't happen at that time, we were we decided to postpone it for a little while, and that felt right. But then after a while, talking to Names You Can Trust and talking to our community here in Brooklyn, our friends, our family, the people closest to us were we want to hear it. We need this. We need this right now, and we don't want to don't hide it away just because the world is a mess right now. And
sure.
And it's called New York is for Lovers, and it's a celebration of our community and just the feelings of love we have in the city and for each other. So we were thinking like, yeah, what we got to put it out. We can't wait. We can't hide it away. So
I love that. I think it came at just the right time. Like I said, to me, it's feel good music. It's something that we can all relate to. And you know, when I listen to the album, it's kind of like I've got memories pinned to 2020, but I hear the Far East, and so to me, that's a highlight. So thank you for putting that record out.
Yeah.
Very, very
thank
special.
you so much.
Yeah, yeah.
Appreciate that.
I love the details. Can you tell me a little bit about how maybe you chose like the color for the album cover, and maybe why you went standard black as opposed to color vinyl or anything like that?
Oh, sure.
I feel like you know a lot about that.
Well, I mean, we left the design kind of aesthetics in the hands of Eric, and he does an incredible job for Names You Can Trust, designing stuff for, you know, their 45s and their LPs that they put out over the years. So I really was like, go for it. We had like a couple conversations really loosely about what it could look like, and he put this together and it looked dope. But we always kind of do black vinyl, you know, playing the music out. Like, I don't know, it just seems maybe a little bit more legit. I know people are really into the colors, but it was important for us to just, all of our 45s have been black vinyl, and it only made sense. And with the limited run that we did, you know, in terms of just like, this is like, Names You Can Trust, this whole identity of as a label is to put out a limited run of something that's super special, that's community oriented, and like, you know, people who've known each other, worked together for years and collaborated, and, you know, DJing together, you know, sing, you know, whatever, like jamming together. It's just like musicians who know each other. So everything that label puts out is really special. So we knew we wanted them all to just be kind of alike.
Yeah, but with Nikki with the photo too.
Oh,
like,
the photo
yeah.
is like, yeah, well, once we saw that, we were kind of like, you know, we shot a bunch of film to get photos of us, you know, worthy of being on a record cover. And honestly, it's not the sharpest, most, you know, like light balanced. You know, it's pretty shadowy. It's kind of out of focus. But the second we saw it, we were like, that's the photo. It doesn't matter. We'll just do our best. It's going to look great. It just has a magical vibe. I mean, not one other photo was captured that way. It was just serendipitous.
Yeah, and I love like the idea of like, so it's this hot pink color, the record, but like the picture is kind of moody. And to me, that like perfectly encapsulates like the vibe of the record too. So, just like, yeah, it felt like, it looks like if you're familiar with the Wackies label, like we were really inspired by this classic roots label from New York called Wackies. And, actually, I'm looking at the chat and I just have to say, Deadly Dragon, big up yourself, Johnny Go Figure. Just so respect, yeah.
Very cool. Well, I'm from upstate New York, so when I saw that picture, I immediately thought of the fall because the background and the lighting in the sky made me think of that. And pink is a color that I love, so I love the album artwork, really, really special. Who else was involved in the project? I know you recorded it at Hive Mind with Billy Oxtick. He's also a Waxvillain family. Was there like a special memory during the recording session that stands out in your mind you'd be willing to share with us?
I mean, Johnny.
Yeah,
Johnny's here.
You cutting the vocals in one day for all the tracks.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we got to the studio at like 10 a.m. and we left at 10 p.m. and that was vocals day.
Yeah, even Johnny came through that day too, right?
Yeah, I feel like Johnny, that everybody asked me what my favorite memory of recording it, and I always say Johnny, kind of coming at Johnny Go Figure did harmonies on Keep You in Mind.
Okay.
And he arrived kind of like at the 11th hour of the session. And we weren't sure. He had just like come in from Paris on a flight, like back to Brooklyn, and he was on his way back out to somewhere else. And he just like managed to swing by the studio and like right at the last minute come in and do harmonies. And he, you know, like a one take later, I think it was done. And to me, that was so serendipitous. And it's my favorite track is Keep You in Mind. And I don't, maybe you guys have other favorite memories that you could share though.
I mean, the whole thing was just a lot of fun to do. But yeah, like honestly, I wasn't there when Johnny cut his part, but I just know from working with him, he can do everything in one take. He's literally like he can sound studio quality at the drop of a hat, and so the way that turned out was like way better than my imagination.
Wait, what is Billy has chimed in here?
Billy's saying Matt was playing broken instruments.
Oh yeah, my tambourine was broken, but I also thought of one other thing that you might not even know about because you weren't there that night. But everyone got a real kick out of. I'm kind of a perfectionist, and there's a lot of digital drums on the tracks, but they were like the last thing that got laid down, and I chart out all my laser and digital drum parts out on sheet music because I don't want to miss one. And I don't want to get confused. And sometimes the vocals aren't there, so I don't have anything to go by. So I need the visual. And everyone really got a kick out of me playing like Sinaire to sheet music.
That was like following the sheet music with like a laser pad. And yeah, so that was pretty funny. That was special.
Yeah, you missed that. Your drum teacher would be very proud.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, one of my favorite songs is Don't Give Up. I absolutely love the introduction with the drums and Maddie, when you're singing. I just play that over and over again. It's like my favorite part of the song. That introduction is just kind of breathtaking. You grew up in New Orleans. You spent time in London, I believe, and then you moved to New York City. Could you talk to me about your progression as a musician and how the different influence of those locations kind of factored into you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm a musical child with musical parents, musical family. Just grew up listening to really eclectic music in our home. Both of my parents are musicians. So yeah, just grew up with a lot of primarily New Orleans music in the house. We listened to a lot of the Meters and Dr. John, and but they listened to everything. I remember my dad. He showed me everything. My dad loves Outkast. Like,
yeah.
we listen to everything. And then, as a teenager, we spent a lot of our time in London. My mom was a teacher there. And so in London, I was able to, the age of entry to bars and clubs is much lower. And I was able to kind of go off on my own and see a lot of punk, a lot of ska, a lot of reggae that I would never have seen growing up in the South. And I was just exposed to a lot more. And I remember, spending time in Brixton and going to the record shops. And it just exposed me to so much. But I started learning a lot about reggae there. And then I learned even more working at a record store in New Orleans called Domino Sound. And that was kind of like school for me. Like I spent hours organizing 45s into rhythms and by label and mixing and learning and, having the owner of the shop just show me so much and teach me. And that was my reggae school. And when I had listened to all the records in our record store, I was like, you know what, I got to go to New York because that's where the Caribbean community is. That's where I knew Matt as a drummer there. I said, that's where Matt lives. I got to get up there because that's where reggae is happening in the U.S. So, then the rest is history. We met Chris from a Craigslist ad. And, here we are. Like, I've been here for almost 10 years now.
Oh, wow. Okay. Very, very cool. So one of the major impacts on musicians during the pandemic was the ability to not be able to perform live shows and so on like that. You recently did a live performance at Mama Tried in Brooklyn, I believe. I'd love to know what it felt like to be together in one spot on stage. But more importantly, would you mind kind of shining the light on some of the safety protocols that you all are following and trying to do to keep safe? And, if there's anything that, as fans we can do to help out, I'd love for you to kind of share that.
It was magical to be able to play in front of people again. It's not the same when we did a few live streams over the quarantine period, and those were great as far as like being able to actually just play together.
Mhm.
but also you just miss the instant feedback of having an audience in front of you kind of enjoying the music. And there's like a real feedback loop that happens that I think I didn't really appreciate until we started playing in empty rooms with like cameras set up, that like you're not like when you get to song 4 or 5, you're not like feeling it the same way when you're watching like 20 or 100 or more people like, you know, bobbing their heads or grooving or even just smiling, you know.
Sure.
Yeah, and as far as like safety protocols, our first show back was totally vaccinated only.
Mhm.
We're big into like making sure that everyone's healthy and stays healthy, and we don't want
Outdoors.
we want to be outdoors as much as possible. You know, we just want to make sure that any return back to the musical community keeps everyone's safety in mind, not just our own but theirs. And I think that it's a real like treat to be able to play music in front of people, and you want to make sure that you're doing right by them. You know, you're enjoying each other's company in that moment, but you don't want anybody getting sick a week later either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's so on that same tip, like just as far as what fans can do, like I just feel like, you know, regardless of how you feel personally about, you know, getting vaccinated yourself, or how you view yourself politically, just respecting the fact that we want to make sure our shows are inclusive for people who might have be immune compromised or might be elderly. Like, we just want to make sure that people are as safe as possible. Like, they feel like it's a safe space when they come see us, and that's just something on my own conscience. So if you feel like you can't honor the rules of the venue, like, we're really sad that you can't come, but we just like really appreciate when people respect it, because we don't want to see anybody else get sick, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's
Matt,
tough.
did you enjoy going live? You know, behind the drums and everything.
Oh my God, it was incredible. I mean, it was a huge relief that the show was outdoors. It was like 100 degrees that day.
Wow.
So loading my stuff in was like, I remembered how hard that can be. But it was super fun to set up, to play, to like, I didn't even break my drums down until like 1 a.m. because I just was out seeing people I hadn't seen in over a year. So it was wonderful. And like normally I'm like all packed up and like not ready to go, but just like it's a lot to load in and load out. But I just was like, I don't even care. I'm getting a drink. I'm enjoying this. I'm taking it in. So it was a great venue to do it at. It wasn't huge. It was outdoor. Like we said, they were adhering to vaccine requirement for everyone, even though it wasn't state mandated at the time, which was great, because then I felt comfortable inviting like my parents who are 60, 65 and 70. So it was like really important for me to feel like I didn't have anything else weighing on my conscience.
I love that. And I really appreciate you all kind of sharing some sentiments from the show, as well as kind of like the safety protocols, because I think it's important. Yeah, it's like if you want to bring your parents, you got to think about that stuff. I know the first concert I'll be going to since the pandemic is going to be later in the month. It's the Monophonics in Alana Royale. And so it hit me. I was like, I'm going to be wearing my mask, you know, for the duration of the show. But, you know, it's kind of how it works if we want to be able to be out there and experience things like that and allow, you know, the musicians we love to continue doing what they do. So that's really awesome. You know, we've got a lot of folks that collect records on this call, and I'd love it if you could just kind of let us know, if we were to peek into your house and look on your shelves, what would we see, you know, in terms of your record collection? What are your prized possessions? I see something behind you.
Yeah, Matt, wait, we were gonna maybe show you some like unexpected records that we like.
Yeah,
I love that.
It's like 90% reggae, but
It's 90% reggae here, but we wanted to show you just like some out of the box records.
I love that. Yeah.
Did we
oh
lose
God, we
it?
lost it.
Wait, we can find it. I think it's
Oh, here it is.
Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah.
So I have this gem of a record that I was really unexpected for me to love it so much, but and it reminds me, it's funny, it reminds me of like, it's like a soul, anyway, it's Bonnie Raitt. It's like an LP called, I think it's just Bonnie Raitt. don't know if you could see that.
Yeah.
And
Take it off the sleeve.
yeah, it's just
Thanks,
really,
Maddie.
really, yeah, it reminds me of some like New York R&B, like soul, like the instrumentation. It was cut in Minneapolis. It sounds like it was cut in New Orleans. She
Okay.
sounds great on it. Yeah, it's dope.
I'm gonna have to
this
check that
is-
out.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Chris, I think you had some unexpected gems
Yeah.
in your collection.
So I live down the street, so I don't have it with me, but I really love Whitney Houston. So
Okay.
I got like Whitney's first 3 albums. I don't know. There's something about just like putting on Whitney Houston that just makes me feel good, and I'm just like, if I need to like shift my mood, I just go, okay, Whitney, do it to me.
You
And
know
then-
what? Yeah, I could see it.
And yeah, I like lots of, I like 1960s music. That's like everyone loves that. But like the Supremes and
Yeah.
the Ronettes, the Crystals, like all those like girl groups really, like they really just make me feel good when I hear them. So I just, I hold a real special place for them in my heart. And the musicianship
Very
is
cool.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like we mentioned, like up here, my record collection is like Wackies and Lovers Rock and
Studio
Rub-a-Dub,
One.
Studio One, Channel One, all the Junjo Law, like Volcano Productions. That's what we love. But yeah, I had an out of the box one too. I just grabbed this off the shelf. So, being from New Orleans, I love Mardi Gras Indians. And this
Oh,
is
wow.
so this is the 79ers gang. And this is by a friend who just started a label. Oh, there's another great picture on the back.
I
So
love
this is
that.
from this is from Sinking City Records. 79ers gang. They're like this is new Mardi Gras Indian music out of New Orleans. And if you like New Orleans hip hop too, you're gonna love this because it's got like that funk, but it's merged. It's almost like Cash Money Records meets Mardi Gras Indians. So
Really?
I love this record. 79ers gang.
Thank you so much for sharing it. That's the kind of record that like I would see on the shelf, the rack of the store, and just because of the cover, it would like interest me.
Right? It's
So-
a great cover.
I love that. I need to check that one out for
You
sure.
gotta check that one out. You're gonna love that one.
No, totally.
Yeah. Would you? Is this
No, the same
it's
one.
right
Yeah, it
here.
just fell.
We could do this all day. I mean,
Yeah.
we could keep. I want to see your record collection too.
I would be happy to show you some stuff from my shelf.
Yeah, please.
I've got like a variety of stuff. Heart and Soul is soul and funk. Love global grooves. Let's see here. Well, one of my favorite musicians comes from Seattle, Washington. His name is Lucky Brown. And this is his record with the SGs called Mesquite Sweet. Lucky has a very warm, analog type of soul, funk, jazzy, genre-bending type of sound. And I love all of his work. I've had the chance to meet him for breakfast and talk shop, and he's a great person. But I'm just a really big fan of his music and kind of championing that. I'll show you this record right here. This is kind of a cool one. So this would be, I guess we could say, a religious record. And so I first found this, the first copy I got in California at Third Eye Records. And it was the album cover that really got me because I thought that was
that's
cool.
Beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So the hit on this record, first of all, this is Caston and Majors. And there's a song called Light in My Window. And it just kind of, again, it does that thing where it captures me inside and mentally, and it's a really good feel-good song. And so I saw another copy a week later, so I had to double up. But Caston and Majors, when it comes to records, it's kind of like when I was a kid and my mom would say, what kind of cereal do you want? And I'd always go for the one with the toy. And it's just, I like, records that have extra bells and whistles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'll show you one of my favorite books too, and it actually comes from someone who did an interview with you.
Yes.
Miss Jess Lipsky.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we got to show a quick book in there.
Yeah, we
But-
love Jessica. She's incredible.
Yes. this was an awesome 45, and I love the edit on it.
Yeah. Oh my
This
gosh,
was a
I'm
great
so
one.
glad that you got that. That's awesome. Not so those are, we keep making these records and they keep getting all sold. So I'm really glad you managed to get that and the LP.
Yeah, the stamp is awesome.
Yeah.
The label is so dope.
I don't sleep on Far East Records. When I get the call,
That's
I
what
go
we
and
love
buy
about
right away.
you.
And what's
Yes.
really interesting about this 45, so the B-side, you can't really listen to that anywhere online, which makes the 45 even more special to me.
Yeah.
But just
Yeah.
really, really cool stuff there. So I see that Jeff Benjamin has rejoined, the Fireside Chat. Technical difficulties.
I apologize. We must be living up in Amish country up here in upstate New York because we just lost power. So
Oh no.
No.
Where are you?
back at it though, and I'm sorry I missed it. I was really looking forward to asking some questions, but
That's okay.
you know,
We're happy you're back.
I'm back. I'm happy to be back, and I just wanted to say that the Waxvillain promoted your record, called it one of the best records of last year. And when I saw that, I got I know his taste so well that I knew that I had to jump on it. So I saw that our friends over at Friends of Sound in Austin, Texas had a copy of the record. I bought it immediately. And it turns out this is now a super hard record to find, which it sounds like you guys already talked about. But I'm so glad that I jumped on it and did not think twice about the Waxvillain recommendation, because this is definitely one of my favorites from last year as well. I mean, I'm a big fan of reggae. I've just kind of scratched the surface a little bit with some of the rock steady reggae, Alton Ellis and Toots and the Maytals and stuff like that. But this record just blew me away the first time I heard it. I mean,
Thank you so much. Yeah, we're honored that that Waxvillain, that you feel this, that you've made this recommendation, and that you introduced us to so many cool people through this platform. So, and yeah, I'm really glad that you were able to find. It sounds like you were able to find a shop that had a copy, which that's the best. That's like, we want people to go to their shops. People always ask me, like, I can't get it online, and I'm like, but go to your record store, because I bet you're gonna find it there. Yeah.
But the fans are hungry. They want a repress.
No repress.
We maybe heard that. Yeah.
The fans are hungry. No, yeah, absolutely. And the thing with that is it's always nice to have something that is hard to get, but at the same time, I'm a fan of the vinyl collecting community, and I want everybody to have good music like yours. So it's a double-edged sword, yes, in that regard.
We feel the same way, and we love Names You Can Trust. It is like a boutique label, and they do these short runs, and then and when we put it out, we made sure people knew this is going to be a short run. And at the same time, I think we did feel like, but we're going to keep selling them. We even had this promotion plan, like a marketing plan that was for 14 weeks of marketing the record.
Wow.
And so it was really wild for day 3 for it to be gone. Definitely it was unexpected for us too. And so we're really grateful to everybody that picked it up right away. And we every time somebody asks me, where can I get it, please? I'm like, I'm so sorry. I really wish I knew. I wish I knew. But, maybe one day there'll be a repress. We'll see. I know that vinyl manufacturing right now is crazy backed up, and the pandemic has kind of thrown a wrench into all that. So probably not anytime soon, but one day.
One day.
Yeah.
It is.
So, I remember we kind of messaged a little before. I'd love it if you'd be able to kind of play a snippet or show us something new from the Far East.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so we can share with you guys that. So right now, and we can share about our demos. Yeah, so right now we're writing and we're making demos, and we've written a big batch of new songs. So we're really busy meeting up, a few times a week to
Oh, wow.
practice and write and get together and rehearse our new songs. And I think it's our goal to get back in the studio as soon as we can. So we're really hungry to record more. But before we put out, and we actually have one single that we recorded ourselves that you guys might see soon.
Ooh.
But before we put out or we go back into the studio, we really wanted to kind of make the most of the songs on the record. And, you know, like you guys were mentioning, the LP is not available anymore. And one of the saddest things about the LP not being available was that the first people to get the LP were just people in the States. So we had a lot of fans in Europe and especially in Japan that were unable to get copies. And I think we felt the worst about that. Like it was almost only people in the States that got it. So we actually have a Japanese exclusive 45.
Whoa.
Ooh, look at that.
So it's in Japanese, which is really cool. And it's
Exclusive.
NYC Dream. Yeah, so it's for our friends in Japan mainly. And I can take it out of the sleeve. But so the A side is NYC Dream and the B side is Keep You in Mind.
Oh.
And
I love that song.
Yeah. So we're really excited about this. And so it's a record primarily for Japan and it'll be out in Japan in the fall, but we do have a few copies that will be going up on the Names You Can Trust site, like it's while available. And we hope that anybody that, you know, wants to jump on it is able to get like a copy here in the States as well. But there'll be very few. So you might have to, we'll have to fight our friends in Japan for the ones that we have left over here. But folks in Japan, you'll be able to get this at your record store. There's like a lot of them went over there. So they won't have a problem getting it, but we will have like a few available for folks on this side.
Okay. Do you know Jimmy Soul Radio?
No.
Do we? Yeah, I don't think we did. Jimmy Soul Radio, is that what you said?
Yeah, I got to connect you with my brother Jimmy Soul Radio. He's out in Japan. We'll make it so that everyone knows about that 45. He's an ambassador.
Yeah.
Kind of like me.
Yes, he is.
Amazing.
Very cool.
Yeah, we hope that this is the beginning of our friendship with Japan. So yeah, maybe one day we'll get to go over there.
Yeah.
I tell you what. Afterwards, I'm gonna introduce you guys in the DMs so you can talk with Jimmy. He's a good ally to have.
Yeah, we love that.
We're coming close to the lightning round, which will be driven by Jeffrey Benjamin. But before we get there, tell us what life is like after New York for Lovers. What can we expect next? Are there live shows? Is there merch that we can shop? I know I need a Far East T-shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, the disco ball T-shirt. You didn't see those?
I did not.
Those are badass.
I need one.
Yeah.
Do we have any? How many do we have?
We could check. I think we have like a couple like large, extra larges, maybe an extra small.
Well, the Waxvillain's a big dude.
Yeah, so
Sorry,
we do have some T-shirts. So our store is
We'll
available.
look. Yeah. I don't know if they're up.
Was there a disco
the
ball
Far
hoodie too?
Oh no, we should do that.
What was that?
No, all right. No, I thought I saw it. Let me see.
That would be a dope hoodie.
Yeah, that would be a dope hoodie.
Yeah.
Wait, but so you could tell them. You guys tell them what we're doing.
Oh.
I'm talking too much.
Yeah, I think we're really stoked to make new music, and we're not departing from like the style. We're just improving upon it as usual. You know, that's been the goal from the beginning. We've being like dedicated to a particular genre and is in love with it as I am, you know, speaking for myself, as like it's just gonna get better, it's gonna get more complicated, and it's gonna not complicated, but just like delving deeper into the minutia and the rhythmic details of reggae and things that I'm inspired by. So there's stuff I learn about the style as a drummer every day, literally every single day. There's something I notice or pick up on or I'm trying to figure out and like chipping away at it. So just more of that, more of the same. So if you liked it, hopefully it'll appeal
If you
to
like
you.
that, you're gonna love this.
No, that's fantastic. That's awesome. Okay, so that concludes the fireside chat. We're now going to transition into the lightning round. These are 10 questions, ideally one-word answers that you want to answer really quickly. The goal of the fireside or the lightning round is to allow our fans, our viewers, to learn more about you as people and less as musicians. Jeffrey, take it away.
Lightning round, RPMs as we like to call it. And I'm even going to play some RPMs music for us.
Wow.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, I
Yes.
heard that.
This is official.
There we go. All right. Colored vinyl or OG black?
OG Black.
All right. 45 or LP?
Both.
All right. Good answer. If you had a theme song, what would it be and why?
Oh, it would have to be anything by Lenny Hibbert. He's a Studio One vibes player because he brings the vibes.
Something you listen to that we would not expect you to listen to. Guilty pleasure. Guilty pleasure.
Haitian voodoo drums.
What did you say? Haitian voodoo drums?
Haitian voodoo drums, yeah.
That sounds pretty badass. I don't know that
It's
fits
pretty well,
the
yeah.
guilty
It's a
pleasure.
record. It's a record.
I'm looking
I
for
found.
like a Lady Gaga or something like that.
Lady Gaga.
Maybe a little
No,
bit.
that's normal for Chris to be listening.
Yeah,
to,
that's
right?
totally normal.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. No, favorite thing to eat for breakfast?
English muffin.
Favorite record to put on while eating breakfast?
Oh my God. Oh, I love Boss Skaggs. I listen to
Yeah.
Boss Skaggs.
Oh,
Yes,
hello.
I
Actually,
got
right
that
here.
You got it ready to go.
Yeah.
Oop.
It's like a great morning. Like, let's just wake up with this funky boss.
I always think about Dr. Dre because he sampled him on Nothing But a G Thing.
Oh,
But,
Oh my gosh. Today I learned.
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Recommend a song and album we should go check out.
Patchy Man's new LP.
Ooh.
We
Yeah.
saw him last
Yes.
night at Brooklyn Steel. He was phenomenal. He's the nicest guy. If you haven't heard it, you need to go get it.
You just saw him live, did you say?
Yeah, last night.
Oh,
Yes.
that's awesome. That's a flex right there. All right. What's the last album or 45 that you bought?
I bought Juvenile by Sizzla.
Okay. 3 musicians who inspired the sound of your music.
Oh, so Dennis Bavell. Okay, Dennis Bavell, Annette B. And then
Net Brissett or Net B?
Annette Brissett. And then wait. I'm trying to think. Sade.
Ooh.
yeah.
Yes. All right. If you were a superhero, what would your what superpower be and why? Oops.
To always tell the truth, but for the other party to accept it lovingly.
Ooh.
Wow, that's good.
Wow. Okay.
Definitely.
All right. Recommend 2 lovers rock albums that we should listen to.
Oh. Damn it. Never mind. The dude.
Junior Delahaye?
No, but Junior something that we've been bumping. Anyway, go on. You
Oh,
go.
me? Okay, wait. I have a bunch right here. Hold on. Oh, Phil Calendar.
Okay.
Calendar. He has a song called "Baby My Love." Yeah, Phil Calendar is sick. Really great lovers rock. And then I really love Victor Romero. He's another lovers rock artist.
And then this one, Junior English, Win Some,
Junior
Lose Some. And it's like
that looks
killer
badass.
drums. It's like almost like Studio One meets lovers rock. It's awesome.
Wow. Wow, I need to check that,
That
out.
looks like a
Everybody's
gem.
taking notes right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to run this back.
Yeah.
Yo, I keep seeing Deadly Dragon in the chat, and I just want to say I got all my Lovers Rock records from Deadly Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Whoa, that's dope.
Shout out.
Yeah.
that's where you gotta go get yours.
Shop's open. Yeah.
Shots.
Love that. Yeah, we got to check that out. All right, that takes us to the end of the lightning round. Before we go, I would
Who
just
won?
love it if you could tell everyone where we can find you on social media, where we can shop your merch, your music, stream it, and all that stuff.
The FarEastNYC.com. So yeah, the FarEastNYC.com is the best place to find everything. Yeah, you can find our music there. You can find our shop there. You can find links to all of our social media, Spotify, Bandcamp, Apple Music, like whatever you like to listen on, you can find it there. Yeah, and the Far East NYC is our Instagram. You can find us on Facebook.
Yeah, Instagram might be like the most, between the stories and the things we share, the most current, like day to day, moment to moment. So most up to date. And you can get to the website really easily from there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Is the fareast.com, is that where the Japanese single extra copies are going to be, or no? Where is
So
that going
yeah,
to be?
so those will be through Names You Can Trust. So
Names You
NYC
Can-
Trust is definitely where you'll want to make sure you follow NYC Trust in general, because when it comes to New York music, like they're just the best label I can think of. Like we just love everything they're putting out. Yeah, and they also have wicked events. Like NYC Trust is a family of DJs as well, so
they're all over the
their
place.
events are like bar none, really fun. And yeah, and NYC Trust, that'll be where the record is available for Japan.
Awesome.
Very cool. Very cool. I want to thank you so much, Maddie, Matt, and Chris, for taking time to join Jeff and I. This big moment for us. We've been fans, since we heard the LP, and we're just so excited to be able to introduce you to our friends on the gram. Thank you so much. You're
Thank
welcome
you.
back anytime. Reach out if there's anything that we can do at Waxvillain to help out. But thank you and have a good night.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thanks,
Have a
everybody.
great
You guys are
night.
the best. Thanks.
Yeah, big
Peace
up.
out.
Peace.
Pleasure meeting.
Likewise. See ya.
See ya.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to be live again tomorrow with Rocky Padilla. Hope to see you on the live. Waxvillain, Seattle, Washington. I'm out. Jeff, it's on you, man.
Jeff Benji. Till next time.
Take care, everybody. Have a good night.